Hello and welcome to another episode of News from the Gelding. Okay, so today's just going to be talking about the week sort of thing, and obviously coronavirus and all that nonsense. I'm not going to dwell too much on that because it's already depressing enough, and all anyone's doing is talking about it. But I've got to talk about it a bit. Just hope that everyone's staying safe and as much as possible keeping away from large gatherings and all of that. For me, I'm quite an anxious sort of fellow anyway. If anyone knows me well, they'll know that. I'm a bit of a hypochondriac, and something like this is perhaps one of the worst things that could possibly happen to my mental state, so to speak. It doesn't help, of course, that I'm an avid reader of science fiction. I've read lots of stories centered around just this scenario. So my mind often conjures the worst possible outcomes. Stephen King's The Stand being one of them. I remember reading that at the time, and it got to me so much that I'd be driving, and I'd still be within the feeling of the book, what that kind of anxiety of looking around and thinking, well, this is all, it's all going to hell. Now it actually, it has the potential to do that. Although, of course, this virus isn't anything like as bad as the one in Stephen King's book, which killed 99% of the world's population. This is anything like that. We're talking relatively small margin of mortality, but even so, it's a terrible situation. And the worst thing is, the impact it's going to have on the world's economy. How we live thereafter. This could drag on for a very long time. But good things are coming out of it, of course. I think people are being a lot better to each other. They're more caring. The caring side of people is coming out, and I've heard a lot of instances of that. But of course, the opposite is also true. And anyone that's been to a supermarket recently with the stockpiling situation will know that there's a darker side to humanity as well. And it's only to be expected. People are scared, and they're thinking of their loved ones, and they're wanting to make sure they've got enough to eat, but at the expense of anyone else. I was in Sainsbury's the other day. I just wanted a single carton of passata just to make a pasta sauce or whatever. There's a chap in front of me. There must have been about 5 or 6 cartons left. He knew I was waiting there and just took the whole lot. Didn't look me in the eye either afterwards. I didn't say anything, but perhaps I should. It's that kind of behaviour that's very unpleasant, and I just don't want to go anywhere near those places, really. The atmosphere is terrible. Anyway, in terms of work, unfortunately, Vanessa, the English language school has closed yesterday completely, and because all of their students are international, we have no idea when this is going to, when travel restrictions are going to become lax again. It's going to be a very long time. So the school is likely to be mothballed for months at least. My own job, I assumed I was going to lose mine as well at the end of the week, but because the school I drive for is for children with special needs, learning difficulties, I think it's going to be one of the few ones that carries on operating. So we're going to carry on working for the next week as well. Saying that, we drive 3 young boys, and 2 of them are already not coming. So both of them have developed coughs, which I doubt is anything to do with with this virus, but they're being very, and rightly so, being quite careful not to let them mix with the rest of the children. So we've got one left at the moment, and yeah, so still earning money. Hopefully the government are going to sort something out for everyone that's not able to work now. I know lots of people are in that position, and there's a good chance I will be as well after Easter, but let's hope that's going to be okay. Obviously this has impacted on the way I live and work, so a bit of a control freak anyway. And now with the added pressure and uncertainty of this situation, it's very hard to work on a book that, I mean, the first book only sold like 25 copies or something, and now I'm plowing all this time into something that maybe no one will read. After this, maybe no one will want to buy. I don't know, but you just don't know, do you? So anyway, but I am still working on it. If anything, just for the escapism that it provides me as the writer. And perhaps at this time, it's good for everyone to escape to a certain extent. Lots of people are on lockdown and self-quarantining. It's a good time just to be reading, I'd say. But anyway, link below if you want to buy my book, but don't worry about it. Okay, so whatever news we got. On the way back from work this morning, I was coming back on the dual carriageway, and in the UK the speed limit is 70 miles an hour. And then as you're coming towards Exeter City, there's a kind of a traffic calming scenario. So you go through the 70 into a 50 and then into a 40 to slow you down before you get into the city itself. Now, between the 70 and the 50, sometimes a dastardly devil, the police mobile speed camera sets up right there. And so they're trying to catch people that haven't slowed down from the 70 into the 50. Now, there's no danger associated with that transition. I mean, it's not residential or anything like that. But it's a good place to catch people speeding and obviously find them. I'm always very wary of speed cameras anyway. And on the way back, I did what everyone else does, was following traffic, and my speed was, slower to reduce. So, but I thought I had an eye out, and as I was coming around the bend, I saw a glint of the fluorescent colouring of the mobile speed camera van, and immediately slowed down to 5 miles an hour less, just so that I wouldn't be caught. I'm hoping I won't be, but at the same time I thought it's a fairly offhand thing to do at this time when there's hardly any traffic on the roads as it is. Anyone on the roads now is either working, well, they're working. There's no people pottering around, and to try to catch people out like that, I think, is a bit naughty. Anyway, hopefully I won't get that. That's the last thing I need at the moment. But anyway, okay, let's end with a slight bit of, is it not good news, but a bit of light news, and it's the return of slug news. Okay, so we've had the door done. It's all supposedly airtight. Well, it's not. I don't know what it's not slug tight. Let's put it that way. Saw a nice trail there this morning, and we've had some more slug action. So the first one, this blighter, was that was in the kitchen one morning last week, and I caught him in some kitchen towel, and as you can see, he looked suitably embarrassed, and so should be. Flung him outside, no more said. 2 days ago, another one came. Might have been the same one trying his luck, I don't know. Anyway, he or she, I don't know if they are he or she, was on this knife. There was peanut butter residue on it, and it appeared to have cleaned the knife of it, which is quite strange because I thought slugs and snails were adverse to the saltiness, but it polished it off quite nicely. Unfortunately, I put this knife that had been half cleaned by the slug into the dirty kind of area where we put dirty dishes. But as there were no dirty dishes there, it was just there on its own. Unfortunately, Vanessa, when she got up, used the same knife again to put some peanut butter on a toast. So there's a bit of slug juice there as well. She wasn't very happy when I told her about it, but she's okay. Anyway, right, let's end it there. Just make sure you all look after each other and don't worry too much. Try not to. I know I am, but I'm trying not to. Hunker down. Get lots of alcohol if you can get hold of it, which is the way I'm going to deal with it. To a certain extent, I'm not going to go crazy. And we'll get there. We'll get through it. Okay, so there we are. See you next week. Maybe doing another. I may start a new channel soon. I'll keep this one going, but I'm thinking of doing one about retro gaming. I used to love playing the old 8-bit Commodore 64 games and all that. May do that, but I may not. Anyway, goodbye for now. Cheerio.